Hey guys, I just noticed something the other day that happened to me, and it brings me to the idea of what I was saying last week, and it kind of made me go, okay, well, that was weird. Anyway, that's coming up. Stick around. Okay, I'm going to show you something. Let's say this is a gas card, okay? I'm not going to pull out the real gas card because, you know, I don't want people to see the number. But let's just say this is a gas card, okay? I drive a company vehicle and I use a company gas card. Now, you remember last week I said that things appear and disappear, reappear, and things like that. And I also talked about the pack of cigarettes that wound in my pocket and vanished or just wound up there, wasn't there before. Anyway, that's in the last video. You can see it. Last week, company vehicle, company gas card. I forgot the gas card. After I'm done using it, I'm supposed to hand it back to the person in charge. I forgot to hand it to him. So I brought it home, texted him, told him I forgot the gas card. He said, just bring it, drop it off to the guy in the morning. So I did that. Dropped it off, said, here you go. At the end of my day, I got another gas card. And after I was done using it, I handed it to him and I said, that's for last Friday. I said, here you go. I don't want to forget it this time. I even called him. He said, yeah, here it is. I took down the record. It shows you handed it to me. I said, okay. That was Friday. Sunday, I go to pull out someone else's clothes. Someone else, mind you, out of the dryer. And actually, I didn't pull them out. Somebody else did. And they said, whose gas card is this? Whose card does this belong to? And I took it from them. And I said, well, that's the company gas card. Belongs to them. I turned it in Friday. I said, what was it doing in my clothes in the dryer? I said, okay, it shouldn't be in your clothes in the dryer because I handed it to them. I immediately called them and asked them if there was a record of this. And they said there was. It showed that I turned it in. So what was it doing in the dryer? Not only was it in the dryer after me giving it back, but it was in someone else's clothes. So therefore, it had to have been in the dryer either a week before when I dried the clothes, or somehow it just appeared out of nowhere. So anyway, it's just kind of coincidence how I mentioned this last week on my YouTube channel, and there this happens. Point is that my entire life has been involved in weird and strange things. Okay, not very dangerous, but just odd things. And people have been around me long enough, they noticed this. So today I was watching a documentary. It's about and you can see it on YouTube or on Tubi TV. It's called The Man Who Time Traveled from 3036. It's supposed to be a documentary about this guy who claims he time traveled. And I was watching it, and the reason I was watching it is because there are a few things that I know that are supposed to happen. Why? Now, I'm not psychic. I'm just talking about Bible prophecy. And the reason I say this, and most of you disagree, the people that do know me since I was a teenager know that I'm right. And I'm only right because it's Bible prophecy and God said it would happen. There are certain things that were supposed to happen that I mentioned when I was a teenager, maybe younger, that has already happened. People that have come up and told me, certain people that I've known since then, they've said I was dead on what I said back then about the rioting, United States falling in the chaos, the pandemic, things like that. Well, not necessarily pandemic, but the one world mark money, banning of religions, you name it. And these are the things that are going on now. Well, so I was listening to this guy and listening to see if there were, because he was from 2036, and I was checking to see if he was going to mention anything about Bible prophecy. There was two things that he mentioned that left me suspicious. Well, he could have gotten them from the Bible, but he was saying about the war between United States, Russia, Iran, and China. And then he talked about the war in Europe, the war with Europe becoming one country or whatever, and a war with all of them together, which is supposed to happen. I thought, And then he brings up the one world mark, everyone's going by the same money or the same implants. So there is no, everybody has a certain denomination, they're all the same. So I thought, But then what caught my eye, and I started thinking, he's full of crap. And then what caught my ear is when he said, religions will be banned in the future. There will be no religions. And I started listening to him. And then he started saying say goodbye to your freedom, because these are the last days of freedom. So I thought, well, maybe the guy, I kind of, I did some research and I found out, there's a lot of things that I find extremely skeptical about this whole story, and I'm starting not to believe it, and things like that. But he did mention pandemic, and this film was made in 2020, and the news story about the body being found in the park that he disappeared in, they say he wound up dying in, was in 2018. So there was a lot of weird things about it. But do I believe the whole story? No, I don't. But there was a few things that he mentioned that I thought left me very suspicious, because I have been mentioning these things for years. World wars and one mark, the banning of religions, so on and so forth. And that was supposed to happen anyway. You can find this out in Bible prophecy. But I thought it was interesting, because if people are going to claim that they've come from time traveling through certain 100 years or 200 years or 1,000 years like he claimed, I would find it I would be listening for certain things to see if he's legit. So it led me to start thinking. And I started thinking, okay, I'm going to start telling people different things, or start trying to teach people things that they need to know, being taught things they should learn, things I've learned over the years, or seen or heard or felt, or things like that I should be teaching people. And I've been doing a lot of research through my radio shows and stuff like that over the years. And one of my particularly was listening to last night was when I was talking about Led Zeppelin, Aleister Crowley, Jimmy Page, how it's connected to the government and politicians and actors and blah, blah, blah. And paper trails from his time, Aleister Crowley's time, until today. And it led me to realize how much information that I know about this stuff. I was pretty surprised in myself. And I was pretty surprised in all the information that I've learned over the years. And because I always thought of myself as, well, I don't think really anybody's going to really care what I have to say or listen to what I have to say, or, is that interested. And there are a lot of things that I've forgotten about, like when I was mentioning during the radio shows that I was listening to, I was hearing me talk about how the fact there were people from other radio stations listening to my show, people coming into the chat room, people that had own radio shows, and so on and so forth. There were people pretty known. So I was kind of surprised, because I'd forgotten about that. See, I don't make a big deal out of things. But I thought to myself last night as I was driving, I was thinking, now, do the people that watch my YouTube or want to watch my YouTube or still listen to the information that I have to say, because I decided to take that information from my radio shows and put it to my YouTube channel? But I realize how much time I'm wasting on people that really don't matter. So, well, in a way they do. But I realized to myself, and I started thinking, now, the people that come here and don't want to come here, or whatever. Do you want this information or not? Do you want to learn this stuff, or do you want to come to the channel just to attack? Do you want to come to the channel to just get information for your own personal use so you can come after me one way or other to say I was wrong for negative reasons? Do you want to take this information and learn it? Do you want it to help you? Because if you don't want to learn it, don't waste your time coming to the channel, because it's important that people learn this stuff, and you're wasting their time and my time if you come here just to play games. Because this stuff is serious. It's not funny. And it's not a joke, and it's not something to be attacked. And I say this because obviously there are people that I'm finding that I'm pretty interested. There's a huge interest in what I'm saying, or possibly me saying it. Because I found that there are people way beyond me that are listening. I've seen it. I know it. I've found out about it. And I say this because I've set traps several times, and there are people that fell into these traps. I've been doing it for quite a while. I tend to try to cover my tracks. I'm not perfect. No one is. But I've set traps. And I know. And this has been going on for quite a while. I don't know if it's, some have used the information for themselves and claimed it. I don't know if somebody needs the information to help them. I'm not sure what the information is for, because I don't get a lot of comments. So, but anyway, my point is, do you want the information or don't you? Do you want to come here to learn it, or do you not? Because I want to help as much as I can. I want to teach you as much as I can the things that I do know, because I go through things, or have been through things, that no one else seems to mention. We have all these paranormal shows and all these documentaries and all these strange things you see on TV or people talk about, but I rarely see anyone talking about the things that I've been through or the things that I've mentioned. I rarely see it. Why? Maybe because there are people out there being led into the wrong direction intentionally. Maybe they're BSing you. I say a lot of these paranormal shows do, and I think the fad is about to fade out, by the way, because every time it seems like a show comes back, it only lasts a month or two and it's gone. So I guess the popularity of it is just not as important as it used to be. But I think, the information here that I have to say, it will be helpful to a lot of people. Just the question is, do you want it or don't you? Do you want to live with your blinders on for the rest of your life? Or do you want to move on and do something beyond what you're doing now? That's a question you got to ask yourself. So it's time to start taking things pretty serious. And I'm telling you this. Crystals will not help you. Rocks will not help you. Psychics will not help you. Spiritual mediums that think they talk to other spirits, that get information from other spirits, they're not going to help you. That is the truth. I've seen it many, many times, and I know it does not work. So don't bother. I'm telling you that. I tell you things that will help you. Question is, you either listen to it or you live with it for the rest of your life, and nothing's going to change. And it's time to start maybe bringing the radio show back. I'm not sure yet. I keep saying I'm doing it. I'm going to, but I think maybe I'll get more information out on YouTube than I will doing the radio show, because people can find this a lot easier than find the radio show. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I got a whole lot of stories to tell, and a whole lot of things to reveal, and a whole lot of things to say about other people. So some are not going to like it, but it has to be done. But Anyway, let me know, and I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you. Appreciate it. And I will say, see ya.